Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Furman BMW in Palm Harbor, Florida, because guess what? We have one of my favorite BMWs of all time. This is a 2020 BMW M2 Competition. But before we dive into this M2, let's talk a little history about BMW. BMW is so many decades making vehicles that really bring out the driving engagement and bring a level of performance and luxury that really rivals all of the competition. Now with this M2, you're gonna get their smallest size vehicle, currently for sale in the United States, but you're gonna have all that extra M power because this is a 2 Series coupe, it's rear wheel drive, but now that it's an M2, we're looking at extra turbocharged performance. And what was new for 2019 was the competition package, which this one has for 2020. That's gonna bring you extra horsepower, extra handling, extra braking, and the way that it's finished in that long beach blue metallic color, which seems to be the signature color of the M2, fits it perfectly. So let's go ahead, dive into this M2 and see really, is this that competition style performance vehicle that you need to park in your garage? Right off the bat, you have that unique BMW styling. The M2 hasn't had a major redesign in a few years compared to like the 3 Series, so we still have the same headlight design. Looks great. Everything blacked out inside with a little bit of silver trim on that eyebrow. I like to call the eyebrow of the headlight housing. You got LED daytime running lamps, headlights, and turn signals, and of course they're adaptive, so that means they're gonna turn with the steering wheel. You work your way down. I love how BMW does the front fascia on this M2. Very aggressive, the angles, the way it extends down, it's all about adding extra performance through downforce, but also getting more air into the cooler. So you're gonna have this large open grill area that's gonna flow air, and then you also have a side air curtain as well. Now, when we come across that signature kidney-shaped grille design of the BMW product lineup, looks really well sorted on this M2, gloss black with your vertical slots, that M2 badge. Like I said, M stands for motorsports, and it all is about that performance. This is a 2 Series. You got your BMW badge, nicely done. You drop down, same grille material as on the corners, full functional. It is gloss black. Even the little touches that they did to this low lip spoiler here with the design just brings out the aggressive. This 2 Series looks angry, and it looks like it could just rip your heart right out. Now, when you get up onto the hood, love the simple body lines. You have 2 slight rises in the center that fade away, and then you have the 2 higher ones on each side of the hood. Gives you a great visual reference point when you're behind that leather and Alcantara wrapped steering wheel. Now, coming around the bend on the competition, this is the wheel and tire setup we're working with. This is a forged 19-inch wheel. Forged aluminum is lighter and stronger than cast aluminum. 245 up front, 35 series on the sidewall. Look at the multiple spokes in that design. It's machined with the gloss black. Check out that 6-piston caliper. It's the size of Thor's hammer. It's got the M badge on it. I love the way they went with a gunmetal gray. 2-piece rotors. Those rotors are larger than the pizza that you stuffed in your mouth last night for dinner. Cross-drilled, fully ventilated. Now, the reason why they're 2-piece is that allows you to have a lighter rotor, lighter rotating mass, and it helps dissipate heat. The aluminum hat also dissipates heat. So well sorted out brake system. Of course, you're gonna have the adaptive suspension, which is gonna allow you to handle the corners like nothing but the business. But let's go ahead and continue down the side. Now, you do have this little, I don't know if it's trying to be a vent, but this is just something that is a design cue of BMW. It would have been nice to have this be some type of heat extractor for the side, but not too large, and I think that it kind of just gives you a little bit extra something, and the way that they put the body line in there is very nicely done. Color match, that Long Beach blue, they did not spare a drop out of that paint bucket. They put it on the mirror caps. Look at the mirror caps. BMW has some of the sexiest mirrors, the way they are so aerodynamically efficient. No sunroof or anything like that. You got your shark fin antenna. Look at the low sill extension down there. That side sill comes down, all for aerodynamic efficiency. And one of my favorite parts is right here. Look at how the back fender flares out to these meaty rear tires. Now out back, What are we working with? You still have a 19-inch wheel, but now we're doing 265 on the width. This is a rear-wheel drive coupe, so 265 on the width, still 35 series sidewall, and you're using those Pilot Super Sport tires. So you're gonna get stick, you're gonna get some durability. You got your 4-piston caliper back here, and you also have your nice large rotors, cross-drilled, fully ventilated. Even at the rear, the rotors are massive on this thing. When we get to the back, I love the way BMW does a nice color matched trunk lid spoiler. Going to give you that downforce, because remember, this is the competition package. Somebody who goes after this wants those extra touches, whether it be under the hood or around the car. M2 badging with the competition. Love the tail lights. You got your BMW, and then my favorite is this rear diffuser, flat black. Look at that quad tip exhaust. 2 on each side, gloss black, slash cut. Can't wait to hear the rumble of that straight 6 out of the exhaust. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and see what's powering this M2 competition. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. Hood struts in place. Love the carbon fiber strut tower brace that they run on this M2, and look at that engine. Very tasteful engine cover. I love the way it says M Power on it. And if you're wondering, well, what's underneath that engine cover, Joe? Underneath that engine cover is going to be a straight 6, an inline 6, 3 liters that produces 405 horsepower, turbocharged straight 6, 406 pound-feet of torque. It's all routed through a 7-speed DCT transmission, or you could get a 6-speed manual. Weight is 3,561 pounds, 0 to 60 in about 3.8 seconds, quarter mile in 12.4 at 114 miles an hour, and top speed is a governed limited 174 miles per hour. MPGs, 18 in the city, 25 on the highway. Looking underneath this hood, seeing that engine just screams that wonderful goodness of M, what the whole M performance line means to BMW. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire this up and see what it sounds like. All right, guys, inside the M2 competition. I know you're at that point, you're like, Joe, I'm really digging this M2. I may even dig it more than you do. And when I say you, I'm talking about me. You dig it more than I do. You're probably wondering, well, how much is it? MSRP, the way that this one is optioned, is right at $65,000. Let's see what you get for the money. Now, I love the door panels. Soft material. This one has the optional Harman Kardon sound system. Look at that Alcantara. Look at the Long Beach blue stitching. Really pops nicely. The carbon fiber on that door handle. Then you have a nice pocket down there for not a foot long. You might be able to get a 6-inch cold cut combo and a nice bottle of water to wash it down. When you get to the dash, soft touch material, the silver trim, the carbon fiber style material. It's got the smaller infotainment system screen, so that's only a 6.5-inch screen, not the larger 8.8. So that's going to be a zonk for me. I wish that the screen was a little bit larger. It is a touch screen, which is nice, and you do have your ability to toggle through your different settings and whatnot. We could go back to home, going to communications, getting all that kind of good stuff. You got your AC vents here. Now on the M2, this is where you lock and unlock the door. So when you go to pick up your hot date and they want to get in, know where that button is so you don't look like a fool. Radio controls with a CD player. So if you want to play a little bit of Run DMC, you can. Break out the CD discs. You have your nice bright red start stop button. AC controls, dual climate, no ventilated seats. Heated seats, but no ventilated seats is a zonk at this price point. We keep working our way down. Nice flat black. You're not gonna get fingerprints. You got a little tray for some Twizzlers. Slide this open. We have our 2 cup holders, USB 12 volt. Here's our key fob. It's the older style, so I'm gonna zonk it. No M badging. Kind of feels cheap, to be honest with you, so that's why I'm zonking that. Close this up. That's going to control that 7-speed DCT transmission. You have your BMW direct drive control knob to go through your different settings. More of that carbon fiber design. Good old-fashioned e-brake, the old style, with Alcantara on the boot. Semi-soft on the armrest, but the stitch work is to die for. Lift it up. You got wireless charging, a USB. No place in there to put your Twinkies, so you better put them in the door pocket Don't put them in between your legs. You're gonna squirt all over the place. You got your stitch work, the M2 badge. Love the leather, love the material. Obviously, you have your power controls here, easy to get to for both the passenger and the driver. The best news is, even at 6 feet tall, I got plenty of headroom in here. If I'm gonna do a track day, get my helmet on, feeling good. Why don't you come over to the business end though? I wanna show you behind the wheel of this BMW M2. All right guys, I'm loving the bolstering on the seats. Has a nice size bolster on the bottom, even higher up top, but they don't squish you. You got your 2 memory seat settings. You're gonna have brushed aluminum on the dead pedal, no brushed aluminum on the brake or the throttle. So that's a zonk in the competition. I do like the plaque that they put on the sill here. Obviously this is PDI film that's covering it. Steering wheel though is right out of a BMW race car. The Alcantara, the M logo stitching, the bright blue at top dead center, nice horn button, a little bit of silver. Of course you're gonna have the M badge, a little bit flat on the bottom, but I'm telling you it's on the money. The paddles are amazing. Now they are plastic, but I like the way they extended them out towards the edge of the wheel rather than have them in a little bit more inboard, and they're easy to get to going up and down that 7-speed. And then the dash, it's the older style, but I like it. You have the 2 actual bezels, and then you're gonna have digital displays for both your tach and your speedometer. You got your different modes that you could go into, efficient, sport, sport plus. We're gonna leave it in sport plus. You got that great sound coming from that straight 6. This thing is a monster. If you're ready, I'm ready. We're not going in the back seat, but we do need to check out the trunk before we go to the drive. So let's go ahead and check out that trunk space in the M2. All right guys, let's find out how usable this M2 is. If you're gonna run it as your daily driver, use your muscles to lift it up. Now the opening is a little tight. Once you get past that opening though, you're actually looking at a pretty respectable 14 cubic feet of space in this trunk. What's nice is I like the way they notched out the 2 sides, especially on the passenger side. You get a cargo net to hold in those race winning Twinkies. So when you're doing your fast laps at a time attack challenge, Twinkies are not gonna slide around and get all over the place in the trunk. But let's get to the best part. If you're ready, I'm definitely ready. Let's take this M2 competition for a spin. All right guys, we're in the BMW M2 competition. I'm telling you right now, these seats are amazing. Just enough bolstering to where you know you're in something special. This steering wheel is phenomenal with a capital PH. Thickness is spot on the money and it looks so damn sexy. But visibility out the front is great. Out the rear window's awesome. You don't have big spoilers or wings. Side mirrors, they look awesome and they work awesome just the same. Right now I have the 7-speed. I'm just gonna leave it in automatic mode. And we're in Sport Plus mode, of course. But love seeing that Long Beach blue paint scheme. This car is just a ton of fun. It really, really is. But on throttle, drops down, here we go. Nice smooth shifts, great sound of that straight 6. Really gets you up and running. And then you know what? Those Thor hammer calipers have you shed weight just like a Husky. I assume I might say shed weight, but shed speed just like a Husky sheds hair. That's how fast you're just, the numbers just drop. So really, really nice feedback with that. Let's see how we do in this right-hand bend here. On those massive brakes, into this right-hand bend, on throttle, here we go. Great sound. Wow. Super stable. I mean, you get up to speed very, very quickly and you're rock dead stable, which is nice. That shows all the tweaks that they've done to the suspension and of course also the body work and whatnot to really have a nice composed vehicle, and that's what's going to keep you confident as you're driving down the road. Let's see, I'm going to go ahead, put it into manual shift mode, and we're going to use the paddles here. So I'm in first gear, on throttle, second gear. Nice, fast shifts. Look at this. Wow, on the brakes, super smooth. Into this right-hand bend. Feeling good, look at this, here we go. Nice. Using the paddles just makes the whole experience that much more engaging. I personally am zonking the 7-speed DCT just because I'd rather have the manual. I'd rather roll through the gears myself. But you know what? Being able to shift with the paddles, having the option it's nice for those who don't want the extra pedal work to do. All right, guys, I'm in first gear, slow roll, on throttle. Wow, that second gear hits hard. Usable power, you're getting the power to the ground. The sound is phenomenal. You just feel really just connected to the car. Especially when I went into that right-hand bend, great weight coming from the steering and just super smooth the power delivery. You think you're gonna be waiting for boost from that turbocharger, it actually builds boost nicely and you are off and running. Everywhere inside feels good. I love the leather. Lots of headroom in here. You don't feel like you're in a tiny little 2 Series. You feel like you have plenty of room, but yet you're in something very nimble, very tossable, something that you could have a blast in no matter how twisty the road gets. All right, guys, back on throttle. Here we go, second gear. Nice. Really, really good. And then the brakes, I'm telling you, the brakes, you get on the brakes, the downshifts. Really spot on the money with this 7-speed. All right, guys, here we go. On throttle. Yeah. Nice shifts. Watch this left-right transit. Look at this. Yeah. Get it. Woohoo! Downshift, the brakes. So the feedback is awesome, and you just shed the speed. I'm telling you. You slow down on a dime, stop on a dime, and give everybody change. Here we go. Back on throttle. Love the sound. I love the way it makes you feel when you're just going through the gearbox. Super fast shifts. You'll never outshift yourself rolling through a traditional transmission. So you are getting that extra speed, but I am wishing it did have a manual. And you can get it in a manual. That's the best point. All right, guys, here we go. Second gear on throttle. See how we handle this left-hand bend. Nice. Look at this. Yeah. She hunkers down. Very nicely done. Very nicely done. Wow. This car is definitely all about the M performance and really just puts a smile on your face and you feel so connected. They got that feeling back. The feeling back to you through the steering wheel of what the front end is doing and how the back end is balanced and composed. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, get back to Furman BMW, so I'll see you in a few seconds. All right, guys, it's been another magnificent day with this M2 here at Furman BMW. I definitely gotta thank Alan, Cody, the rest of the crew, getting us access to this M2 competition. You could clearly see why it is my favorite of all the BMWs currently sold. The small size, but big power underneath the hood, and the sound and the feedback makes it a pleasure to get behind the wheel every single time. But if it's vehicles like these that you want to keep seeing on Raised Rise, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rise family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description, get yourself some Raised Rise merch. Got to get out to Big Guns McGee, Tom Motioner, working this camera, working this car. Thank you, Tom, for your hard work. And just like always, I'll see you on the next ride.